All right, y'all, so here we are, next episode. Obviously it's time to start taking down the transmission, transfer case, and all that good stuff. My pops is gonna go pick up a transmission jack from Harbor Freight. The one we had at the old shop is missing. I don't know where it's at, but it's all good. Gotta get a new one eventually. So we're gonna start taking off the I was gonna say flywheel bolts, the drive shaft bolts off. There you go. It would have been nice if the truck didn't have a cabin either. That would have been sick. You just lift everything up, transmission, motor, transfer case, just lift everything out, work on it on the outside, and then just swap everything back in. Damn. Oh well, but enough of that. Let me get to the bottom. Oh, this is gonna be weird having the camera on top of my head while I'm doing this. We live for this shit. Not really, but a normal person wouldn't bother even doing this stuff to this truck. Just buy a TRX or a Raptor R. But we're a different breed. We're a breed of men that we don't really make the best money decisions, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, let me get out of here. All right, what up, y'all? Gonna give you guys a little update of what we got going on here on the Silverado. So everything's taken off as far as for the transfer case and transmission. I had to take a little break. Been going at it hard. So we got the transmission hanging. I'm waiting for my brother to come and help me out real quick so we can move the transmission back, because we have to make up space for the torque converter to come out of the bell housing. Take it out so we can clear the torque converter, slowly drop it down a couple inches, but keep it on the jacks so we can take out the motor through here. Don't mind all the tools. I put all the tools right there because I mean it's locked up, so it don't even matter if something slips inside. Anyways, so we can go ahead and take the motor out with the torque converter. If not, we're probably just gonna have to take the torque converter out off from outside or underneath and try to get to those bolts however we can. But yeah, that's the this is the little update. I know I haven't really been recording it, but it got really hot right now and I'm trying to tackle this as fast as I can. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. But I had to take a little break again, get my energy on. Shout out to Red Bull. This pink drink's really good, especially with some vodka. Woo! We're talking there. But again, can't be doing that here. I mean, we can, but not today. That would really dehydrate me and really back me up. But yeah, I mean, sucks that this motor is like stuck. Really backed me up a lot. This motor would have been out. The new one would have been already dropped in. But I mean, it is what it is. Shit happens, I guess. But let's get back to work. All right, y'all, so my customer was able to get me a brand new oil pan because the one on the truck is actually cracked from back here where the oil filter would bolt on, and then it has a crack on the side. So according to the Summit Racing torque spec sheet, oil pan bolts, I don't know if you guys can see that, pan to block is 18 pounds of torque. Obviously these are already torqued from factory. This is a brand new GM oil pan, so we are going to do 18 pounds, and it does have a sequence, so let's go ahead and do that. Now let me go ahead and start doing this. Again, we don't want to go too much because it's just RTV and it is aluminum, and the bolts aren't too big either, so you don't want to over torque. So let's get to it. Obviously we're going to do in a cross pattern all the way to from the middle to the front, and then from the middle to the back. Well, and there you have it. She's all torqued down. You really want to make sure you torque it down because these don't really have your typical O-ring for for the oil pickup tube like the LS would. This actually has the oil pickup tube integrated to the oil pan. So yeah, it only uses one thin gasket, and you want to make sure that they're seating properly, which is why the oil pump alignment is very crucial in these motors. So please make sure you don't skip those steps. Align the oil pump, make sure you torque down the oil pump or oil pan, so that way you have proper seating between the oil tube and the oil pump. You want to make sure you don't starve this motor, so that's a good thing. These are already dried up, and yeah, that's perfect. There's a couple more things we got to do before we install this motor into the truck, and this is pretty much for the people that want to do an LT1 swap into their Silverado. Make sure you follow these steps. I'm going to try to document as much as I can and as much as possible, so you guys can do this at home and it's a walk in the park for you guys. All right, y'all, here we are the next day. I'm freaking tired, but anyways, we have the motor out, and this is what I mean. Torque converter was stuck, or not stuck, but still bolted onto the flywheel. We weren't able to spin it at all, so this is the way we have to take it off. So this is at least going to take me a couple minutes to take off, because the bolts are very, yeah, you see how I won't be able to stick a tool in there to take them off, but not to worry, we will get it done. And then this torque converter has some really bad wear, and then on top of that, it didn't leak any oil at all. See metal shavings in it? That is metal shavings. That's crazy. Well, as you guys can tell, there wasn't any oil spillage, at least from the torque converter. It would need to be a lot of it, a lot of oil, but this one barely had any oil at all. Same with the transmission. It has a very dark oil fluid, or transmission fluid, and it barely had any, so that kind of sucks. But now torque converter is off. An interesting thing to take note of here is, I don't know if you can tell, but these bolts are used, and they've been either torqued, way over torqued, because the head of them is literally like sticking out. But for sure someone else has been working on it, and makes sense. I mean, there was a lot of clips that weren't clipped on right, a lot of brackets missing. So for sure, like I said, we know that someone else has been messing with this truck, or previously messed with it. So I mean, no biggie, just as long as we don't catch some sketch stuff. What is this? Oh, this is 17, not 21. God damn it. Well, like I said, we got the torque converter out, and then the flex plate. Look at all this crap that was on here. It was obviously leaking from the rear main seal for sure, but then on top of that, this flywheel was so banged up and so jacked up, it's warped. That's the 6.2 flex plate. Look at how it has a nice flat surface, right? Now look at this one. You can tell this thing's all types of warped. That's insane. That is crazy. Well, as we wait for the new flywheel to arrive, it should be getting here within the next hour. We have a lot of things to swap over from this motor to the 6.2. As you guys can tell, I already did the motor mounts, but one important thing that we also have to move over to the other block is, well, make sure you take this ground. Any grounding points that you guys see that you guys might need for your other motor, make sure you grab those and throw them on the other side. I want you guys to look at this area right here, this little block right here. These two little holes right here, they're tapped into the other block, but they're blocked off. So we're gonna go ahead and unplug those plugs from that block, so we can put that same pump that goes right here. It's driven by oil. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Make sure you do this, unless you're gonna eliminate it. I don't see why you would, but just keep everything the same on your motor, or yeah, on your swap. It makes your life not so much more complicated. But let's go ahead and do that, and then we got to switch this one over to that motor, this regulator, or let's see what else. Anything else that I can see right now? No. Let's go do that. And the new oil pump already has the new sensors and everything too, so that's a good thing. That's the good thing. Let's go do that. And then I don't know if you guys can see right there, it's a 6mm that I'm using. Bam, that one's out. And the one in the middle, let me take these bolts off. These are the bolts for the pump. I just went ahead and left them in there. Actually, no, I have the bolts for the pump on the pump itself, so we can go ahead and take these off. Take these off, all of them. Take all of them off. I'm gonna take the spark plugs off right now as well. Those are the old ones. And then I think that should be it. Real quick, what I wanted to show you guys was this is the little valve for the or the regulator. I actually don't even know what it is. But it goes on the fuel rail, and this is the one out of the 6.2 LT1. Nice and small little nipple, perky. And we got the one for the 5.3. Nice big and round, all fucking wango and shit. But that's the one you're gonna use for your 6.2, and it goes literally right back here, literally back there, just nice and tight. There's no specs on the torques or the torque ratio for this, just nice and tight. We'll get the crescent wrench right now, tighten it up, plug it back on. Oh well, this is in the plug. Hey, where is it at though? Oh shit. Oh well, we hit an issue right there. All right, y'all, well, we got the handy dandy 6.2 all dropped in. Sorry, I'm out of breath, but it's been a long, stressful day. Long, hot day. It's warming up right now. We gotta finish it up today, if not tomorrow, which tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah, we got a few things to finish up here, but we definitely gotta do the transmission right now, just to line it back up, bolt it back on, and then do the bell housing bolts, torque converter bolts, and then everything will just start falling into place as far as like accessories, valve covers, intake, all that good stuff. So yeah, I mean, we're doing good so far. No hiccups anymore as of now. This is the old motor that we have over here, the 5.3. As you guys can tell right there, 5.3. Yeah, so pretty much used everything up from there. Everything that we had to swap out is swapped out. I forgot to tell you guys, take off your harness for the injectors on this side so you can plug in that that valve in the back. That way you can make it work with the 5.3 plug, because the 6.2 plug is a little different. It's a little smaller, so just use that same harness, same injector plugs. It'll literally plug and play. So just take it out from your 5.3, put it on the 6.2, so you can again plug in that valve in the back, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, everything's going good so far, so let's keep going. Here we are, the final days, or the final day of doing this LT1 swap on the Silverado. Customer wants to keep the same LT1 intake manifold, so we gotta do some little adjustments, a little cutting or grinding, not cutting but grinding on the manifold itself, or the throttle body actually, so we can make it fit. It is tight, but again, we can make it fit. I'm still debating whether we're gonna use the same plumbing system as far as the vacuum lines and stuff like that from the LT1 valve covers or the truck valve covers. I was told to use the truck valve covers, but then again, those people are using the stock 5.3 intake manifold. In our case, we're using the LT1 manifold, so maybe we could get away with some of the plumbing. This motor did come with everything. The LT1 came with literally everything. A lot of the stuff was broken, like lines and whatnot, but we'll see what we can reuse. If we can make it work, we can make it work. If we can't, we tried. But let's get to it. Alrighty, I'm gonna start cutting this bad boy right here. You want to make sure you're not cutting any electronics. It's just literally just this little slit right here, at an angle, of course. All right, let's go try it out now. All right, y'all, I want to show you what I did right here. So the map sensor on a L83 is right up in the front. You don't need to extend this one. You could just literally cut open this wire loom that it has, just that plastic wire loom. Just cut it open and you can literally stretch it out a little bit, not too much. You can tell there's still a little bit of slack on it, so there's not too much tension on it. So look at that. So then we could just cover this up with electrical tape. The one you do have to extend is this one. 2 wires on, can't mix them up. Just gonna cut it, run it underneath the throttle body. Right, sorry, I'm inside the engine bay, but I'm gonna plug it up on this side. Just like that. Right underneath, make that wiring look nice. Plug it in, tape it up, and then we're good to go. That's pretty much it as far as wiring it up. The tubing and all that other stuff, we'll figure it out after. Let's unplug it. We're gonna take the throttle, the manifold off again. Come and put this plug over here on this side. That way we connect the tubing over here, or the PCV. I'm lost for words. Hose, and then we got to figure out some more of the plumbing. Where to go? We can continue working on it. Hoses up in the front, radiator, alternator, and that's pretty much it. We already finished everything in the bottom, and I think we're just about 85% done, 90% done with the truck. So let's get to work. I know some of you were saying, oh well, we still need to figure this side of the plumbing for the vacuum. How are we going to make it work if on the LT1 it's on this side? Don't worry, this is simple, easy. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to cut this hose off right here. It's a plastic hose. Be very careful when you do this. So awesome. Now you keep that. Do the next one, and bam. Then you just, hell yeah. So you're gonna keep these. Why? Because we're gonna make our own hoses out of these, and we get to keep the same adapters. So obviously we're gonna do it a nice little setup. So we're gonna do it on this side. I'm gonna plug it into this bad boy right here, just like that, and run the hose through the bottom all the way along the manifold, all the way to the bottom. I'll have this plugged up. I'll tell you guys why right now. Let me get some hose. I think we're going to be able to use, actually I don't even know what size this would be, but not to worry. All right, let's just say, gotta put my foot over here where there's no wires or plastic. Let's just say we're going to run it this way, right? We'll run it up against this harness over here, so it'll be like this, to that connection right back there. I don't know if you guys can see it, right next to the fuel rail. That's where we got to connect it. So I want to say about 2 feet worth of a lot. No, maybe that's more than 2 feet. That was like 3. We're using 3/8, and yes, I'm using fuel line. It's the only hose that I had. Hell yeah, brother. Want to make sure I'm cutting the right amount. Let's give it like 2 more inches. Yeah. Just put this line in here. All right, as you guys can tell, I already covered this set of wires for the map sensor. I already covered it up. We're doing the other portion of it where I got the map sensor connection from. Just make sure you cover it all up. You don't want any exposed wires, especially if this truck goes off-roading. Yeah, you don't want any of that shit happening or getting wet. So we have this bad boy, so let's just cut off a little portion that we can tape it up with. Sorry, I've become very detailed with wiring because I hate seeing exposed wires. I need to work on my truck too. I know, I get it, whatever, but my truck has a lot of exposed wires that I gotta fix. Those were my teen years with that truck, but now more experienced, more knowledgeable, and definitely more cautious with all the experience I've had, good and bad. I know we could have done a better wiring job, but hey, if it works and doesn't look that bad, it passes. Damn, I think I might have given it too much hose, but we'll figure that out in a bit. Can always cut some off of it, so we'll leave that like that. Actually, let's take all the slack off so then we can actually cut it. You know, it'll be a waste of hose. It's all good. Then another thing we can do right here too is cut all this shit off. Make sure not to cut any of the wires. Now it looks way better. Dude, look at that. It's like if it's meant to be. I need to put this over my head. It's freaking hot out here. Your boy be dying out here. All right, y'all, so we got the LT1 bolted up to the Silverado. Now I know a lot of people are gonna ask me how I did this, because if you don't put a pulley right by the throttle body, you're gonna have the belt running right across from you, or your throttle body. Don't worry, this is a Nissan 370Z pulley. I have a bunch of those, as you can tell. So I just got a longer bolt, spacer in the back, spacer in the front. Works perfectly fine. So that's pretty much how you can use or use this motor, or not motor, this intake setup on a L83. That's literally it. I mean, just add a spacer, everything bolts up. The covers are extra if you want to do that, but yeah, we're just waiting for the coupler so we can install the mass sensor, turn her on, or turn her over, turn her on, whatever comes first, and hear this motor. So that last scene was from Sunday. We are now at Monday. The truck is still here. But luckily for us, there was a minor setback yesterday. Battery was dead, like completely dead. We charged the battery probably all morning. It's already like what, 4 in the afternoon. Voltage is 8.5, as you guys can tell. So it's not looking too good for that battery. But we do have a booster plugged up in there. Get up to 12 volts on the start. I had to makeshift this intake tube so we can at least hear it idle properly. Make sure our oil pressure goes up. We have no knocking, no ticking. So that's what we're hoping for. Another thing to keep in mind, I personally never heard this motor run. It is a used motor, and I have my thoughts on using used motors for builds like this, but it is what it is. I mean, like I said, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. Either you want to fully rebuild a motor and then there's no excuse there. It has to, you know, run properly. No ticking. Oil pressure should be up good. You know, as far as us opening up the motor, or myself opening up the motor, I didn't see no metal shavings. I didn't see no catastrophic failure from the previous owner from the 6.2. Now, when we opened up the motor, obviously we were able to throw in the cam. It was partially open, well, almost down to the short block. Again, didn't see anything. So all we can do for is hope that his oil pump was running good. Whoever was the last owner did proper maintenance. Looks like it was up to par. So in a few minutes we're gonna start it up. So I have the booster connected. Again, we did charge the battery. We were hoping to get at least 11 volts of battery, but it's not working. It didn't turn out so well. Did a quick look around all over, make sure nothing was unplugged. Nothing's unplugged, everything's plugged in. So in a few minutes, after I'm done with my brake, because it's hot, we're gonna get this beast started up. So wish us luck. Now I do have my scanner here with us. We're gonna plug it in. I have the booster on right now. Yes, it's on. Everything looks like there's power to the radio. Let me turn that bad boy off and get as much voltage as we can strictly on the motor. Damn, let's see. All right, cool. Now what I want to do is make sure we don't have any check engine lights on or any of that stuff. Obviously we will obviously we're going to see any codes, take a picture of the codes real quick, and then we'll delete them. See, as of right now I have a lot of stuff turned on right now. See, and this is good that we're doing this. We take pictures and then we delete. See, we have a U code. Well, that's pretty much it. We have a U code. So wheel speed sensor, fuel pump driver module, ignition on and start circuit, bypass relay control, map sensor. See, so we got a lot of stuff going on here. So now what we're gonna do, not run or failed, codes cleared. Clear codes. We're gonna clear the codes. Could not clear codes. Try again with key on, ignition off. I figured. Yeah, I figured. Battery's dying slowly, even with the booster on. All right, y'all. So we got 10.9 volts. I think that's enough. Let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. Oh, let's see. Oh crap! Almost fell. Oh! Look at that oil pressure. Hell yeah. Oh crap. I almost died. I hate the initial startups because they smell like crap. Well, it's idling. Gotta run some diagnostics on the computer, or not the computer, the scanner, and then check some misfires because it might be misfiring a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Now there is a big exhaust leak down here where the drive shaft hit. There's damage down here from that drive shaft. I don't know if you guys can see that. God damn, it's hot down here. You can feel all the air coming from this header right here. Ah, damn, that's hot. So this header for sure needs to be replaced. Damn, that sucks. No leaks? Hell yeah. Well, y'all, that pretty much concludes this build. It sucks to say that we might not even know how much it makes on the dyno, or if they're even going to tune it on a dyno. But yeah, numbers wise, I wouldn't be able to tell you guys why or how much it makes, only due to the reason my customer wants to stay a little bit anonymous. Obviously some of you guys watching this video might know who he is. If you guys do, well then you might know the numbers if you would like to share with you. But Maybe later down the road we can ask him personally if we can maybe take a ride on the truck, or if you would like to share the numbers. Huge shout out to Frankie from Eso's Off-Road for letting us do this for him. Obviously it was a long journey. It took us about, it got here Thursday night or afternoonish. It is now Monday, so pretty much Friday all morning, from 5 in the morning we've been tackling this truck. Friday we bumped into this transmission issue. Saturday took it apart, prepped everything. Sunday dropped everything in, pretty much got everything out of the way. Sunday afternoon we got to the issue with the whole battery, and here we are Monday with a well, it's not in working condition battery. It was like at 4 volts. It still is, but at least we got it to turn on. I think the volt, oh yeah, see, it's still connected here. It's at 4.5 volts, so this battery's no good. So good thing is that we were able to jump start it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, again, huge shout out to Frankie, huge shout out to my pops and my brother for helping us out here at the shop doing this build and getting it out of the way at this rate. I'm pretty sure other people can do it faster, but hey, for it being a total of, yeah, I guess 4 days, 3 days, whatever you guys want to call it, I think we did a hell of a job and doing it the right way. So hopefully, again, hopefully we can get some more builds in like this at the shop. Maybe not, because this is very tiring, but yeah guys, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the next one. And again, for those of you guys that are close to me, comment down below, Fernie, you need to cam your motor or truck, whatever. Just comment something for Fernie. You guys already know who Fernie is. He's the one we did the boosted HR for, or maybe, yeah, he came out in the videos a couple times. So he has a 4.8 truck. We wanted to do a 6.0 build on it, so comment that below so we can convince him. But other than that, guys, I will catch you guys on the next one. Like always, peace. Oh, what the hell, it smells like E85. It's nice and sunny. We're about to go home. Let me give you guys a little POV with the open dump. Bye.